Have you ever thought of starting your own business? Making your life your own? Now's the time. To get started. Welcome back to Starting a Business Simplified. I'm your host, Suzy Wraines. And in this episode, I really want to talk about your business purpose. This is an important thing to be thinking about. Before I dive into it, though, I want to invite you as a podcast listener to my exclusive free community. In Facebook, I have a Starting a Business Simplified listener community. So you can come in there, interact with me personally, visit other entrepreneurs that are also podcast followers and listeners, and hear behind the scenes things that I'm doing. There'll be guest speaker interviews that I do live, as well as you can ask me questions. So if you're working on your business, getting started, or just thinking about getting started, and you're listening to the podcast and you're like, wow, there's a lot here that I need to know and I have questions, hop into the Facebook community and ask your questions. I'm happy to answer them. So if you haven't done that yet, the link is in the show notes. Go ahead and take advantage of that and come into our community. So let's dive in to today's episode. Purpose. What does that mean? What is our purpose? Why? And I've done episodes previously on why. Why are you in business? Your purpose falls into that, but we want to give our purpose to the business. When we think about a business, a company, an organization, it's a separate entity from me as a person. So for example, myself, Business Simplified LLC is its own thing. Suzy Wraines, Business Simplified. I like to separate the two, even though I'm the face of the company, I'm the founder, CEO, I'm the person that talks to everybody. And if you want to call it influencer, I'm here and people recognize me. They don't really go, oh, Business Simplified. Because Business Simplified LLC is its own thing. And as the business grows and more things start happening, I'm going to be the face of Business Simplified LLC, but the business itself has its own life. And I can hire people to run things in the business, and I can step away. I can have another spokesperson that replaces me. All these things we have control over as our business grows and changes. So today I want to talk about the purpose of Business Simplified LLC. And that is the purpose of me creating this separate business entity is to be able to reach the world in my mission, which is I want to simplify starting a business, transitioning from a medical career to starting a business in a way that is easy. I'm not going to say that it's not going to be challenging, but simplified. So taking all the complexities that go into starting a business and taking out all the extra, all the stuff you don't need, and then bringing it into focus. I've talked about this previously on my podcast, and this is what I do with my clients. What do you absolutely need to have a business? Okay, let's break that down because this is really what the purpose of Business Simplified LLC is simplifying, breaking things down into a simple thing. So what do you need? You need an idea. First, you need your idea. Then you need to know what is the problem you solve with that idea. So what idea do you have? What problem do you solve? And who do you solve that for? Who is it that you're talking to? And how much do you charge for that solution? And then you just need to ask for money. Here's the solution to your problem, person that I've identified that has the problem, and you take their money. That's it. That is being an entrepreneur. That is business. That is in its simplest form. You're solving a problem, offering a solution, taking money for that solution, and then repeating the process. And all the details that go into that, those are your own. So what is Business Simplified LLC purpose? I've identified that starting a business needed to be simplified. I'm solving that problem. I'm not going to make you write a 500-page business plan. No. What is your idea? Let's get that done. What problem are you solving with that idea? What is it that people are looking for? Who is it that you're speaking to? Who are you solving the problem for? So let's break this down into Business Simplified LLC. Let's answer those questions. I had an idea. The idea was, how can I help people start a business? That's a big idea. Well, I simplified it even more and I said, okay, what solution do I have to a problem? First, what's the problem? The problem is that starting a business is overwhelming. There's a lot of questions to answer, decisions to make. And when you look at it from the grand big picture and you look at a completely successful business that's running and going, it's overwhelming. So what problem do I solve? Let's get rid of the noise, simplify it down, and make it easy, step by step. So that's my solution. So the idea is how to start a business. How do I help people start a business? The second thing is I have a solution to overwhelm. We're going to strip it down step by step and simplify it, make it easier and a lot smoother to follow. So that we're going to do that. And then who do I talk to? Who am I solving that problem for? Now, I speak directly to the audience that is near and dear to my heart because it's where I came from. And I understand a lot of the roadblocks that come with transitioning out of a medical career. So I was a medic in the Army and I worked in veterinary medicine. And in all those places, we're high stress and high demand, very structured. Protocol. If this happens, do this. Very structured, and lives are at stake. Illness and injury, huge, possibly death, if we make a mistake. So I understand when someone says, just start your own business, go and just do it messy. You don't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter. My nervous system did not like that. And I didn't know. I didn't understand what was happening. But I was hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock because in my nervous system, I was pre-programmed from a medical perspective to make sure I did everything exactly as it was supposed to go because I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't want to cause harm. I didn't want to make a mistake that could make somebody sick or hurt somebody. So this constant stress on my body to be exactly right, to follow everything exactly right, to do the right thing, to not make a mistake. And so in my nervous system, that was programmed in that you can't be messy. You can't just do whatever you want and see what happens. You can't experiment and just play around with things. And if it doesn't work, it's no big deal. None of that existed. And so I had to reprogram that. I had to step outside and go, okay, I know now why it's so challenging for me to just take the leap and just take a risk and just do the thing because I was programmed from a medical industry to not make a mistake. So the reason I speak to this audience specifically is because of that. I understand. I was there. I get it. It's really hard to do that. And for the people coming from human medicine, because I worked in veterinary medicine as well, human medicine, we don't take money. Someone comes in sick, we treat them and they walk out the door. We don't ask them for their credit card. We don't tell them how much the charge is. We don't even know most of the time. So then not only are we reprogramming the being perfect, but now I'm going to say, now go ask for money, something we aren't used to doing. Retail employees, they're used to asking for money all the time. When I went to veterinary medicine, oh my gosh, it was so different because the people pay when their pet comes in and they leave, they pay. And we tell them, okay, your bill's going to be $1,500. And would you like to pay that today? I thought my heart was going to stop. The first time I had to do that, I was like, and how much is that bill? And they're paying right now today with their money. It was so foreign to me. I didn't understand. It was my body had a physical response to it, like uncomfortable, heart racing, sweating. Like, oh my gosh, I have to ask for money. So those two things are why I speak to and love working with medical professionals that are transitioning to start their own business, to help them get over and deal with coming from a high stress environment that they had to be perfect and not asking for money. Simple as that. So simplifying getting started in a business step by step, here's what you do. For my audience, which is medical professionals that are leaving to start a business, helping them overcome any past trauma that they've had. So not only is it that it's uncomfortable to come from a structured environment that's perfect to, oh, you can do whatever you want, and you're going to ask for money, and it's going to be a lot of money because that's what you're doing. But also any trauma that they've experienced. I came from working as a medic in the Army, spent a year in Iraq, been in a war zone, childhood developmental trauma, got that too. So I understand. So again, now we're going to let's go back to what we started with this episode. What is the purpose of Business Simplified LLC? We're simplifying, transitioning from a medical profession to starting a business with a step-by-step and healing from any past trauma that might come up when you're doing that. And I'm going to speak to as many people. Our organization, Business Simplified LLC, is going to reach as many people as we can to help them transition out of a medical profession and start doing their own thing so that they can do it on their own time, their own terms, make their own rules, manage their own stress, take care of themselves holistically and healthy, and come out of the high stress, go, never taking care of themselves, always working hard, not getting enough sleep, and everything that goes with it. That is the purpose of Business Simplified LLC. Help as many people do that as possible. So hopefully, in my example, you'll get an idea for what it is that you want your business purpose to be. Now, this is a combined personal, because it's my personal experience, but I created a business based on a need that I had. Now it's its own entity. So now Business Simplified LLC is its own business. And I'm the founder and CEO, where I'm working in the business, getting it going. Once it starts to grow and scale, I hire people to come in and follow the footsteps of me. This is how it looks. This is what we want to do. These are the people we're reaching. And this is the purpose of this business. So as long as you have intentional purpose for what you're doing, then you can follow those steps. And anyone who's listening, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have this amazing idea and I know the problem I'm going to solve and I know who it is I want to work with and I can't wait, please contact me. Schedule a discovery call. Let's talk. I have 2 different ways that you can work with me. I do one-on-one coaching where I take you through step by step how to get started and how to create your foundation for your business, for the idea that you have. And I also have an association, the Business Success Breakthrough Association, which is a community of entrepreneurs just like you who want to start a business or are in the middle of starting a business or shifting in their business. And they get to meet with me once a week, and we meet as a group and we talk through what we're doing. And they have all the materials they need to carry them throughout the week. I have all kinds of things that they're able to, materials that they're able to access. So they get worksheets, videos. I'm going to have special guests come in and speak, all the support that you need to get your business idea. Let's get it up and running so you can reach as many people as you can. So thank you so much for those of you listening, for supporting the podcast and listening, and being here as a listener. For me, just warms my heart, and I love doing my podcast. For those of you that are in the podcast listener community, thank you for being there. For those of you that aren't, please click on the link. Come join us in the community where we can talk and we can share, get support, get questions answered, and grow. Let's grow these businesses that we're creating, because people need you. And I'm here to help you get the word out for whatever business it is that you're doing. So as always, keep it simple.